Over the past few weeks, I've been keeping a very close eye on the Josh Block and Mr.Based situation currently going on here on YouTube. If you need to know a little bit of a background, I have a few videos in the link in the description below I had already made on these guys, but I talk about them a lot over on my Twitter at Smokeymcc if you want to see that too. And what's kept me so invested in this story is how many crazy twists and turns it's already taken. I mean, already we have Jason Itzler, the man you see on screen right now, or better known as Mr.Based here on YouTube. He calls himself the king of the pimps, and again, I need to reiterate, he calls himself that. Other people don't call him that. But Jason is also allegedly involved in a girl's murder that took place about 13 years ago. He's a very shady individual with an even shadier past. And now, in the present, you can find him most nights streaming with world-famous TikToker Joshua Block, or better known as World of T-Shirts. Josh is autistic, he's very easily manipulated, and Mr.Based knows that. And so he puts a camera in front of him and just watches the donations roll in because people are there to see Josh, not Mr.Based. He barely gives Josh any of this money, and honestly, I don't even know how much Josh would really need it. Josh is somebody who's on vacations every other week, the dude's not struggling, but still, he's basically just using this guy. And this story, again, just continues to take more and more turns. You're gonna see people getting assaulted, you're gonna see people just harassing Mr.Based out front of his house. All this crazy shit has happened ever since he started buddying up to Josh Block, and it's obviously not Josh's fault. Josh actually thinks Mr.Based is like a real friend of his. So as you'll see later, and as you probably already assumed, Mr.Based just has to keep him around because he knows the gravy train will keep a-coming if Josh is there. But when he leaves, he knows that shit's about to drastically slow down. So I think the best place for us to start is back last week, because Keemstar of all people promoted an episode of Lolcow Live titled Josh Block's Intervention. A lot of people thought only Use Me Blade might be there to kind of help Josh along the way, but Josh never showed up, and Mr.Based never answered anyone's calls. So in this confusion, they allowed a guy named Alex to come up, and he had claimed to have a lot of dirt on Mr.Based, as well as being in contact with a guy, or detective should I say, that was trying to get Mr.Basted's alleged murder case reopened from years ago. And obviously, this brought eyes to a bunch of new people who had no idea of this story.
Long story short of it is he's pimping Josh now, and back in like 2010, 2011, he was living in Miami with this guy named Zoltan, and Jason purchased GHB from someone named DJ Lisa Kensington, and he spiked Julia's drink with GHB. They were hanging out for an hour and a half alone in Jason's apartment, and he spiked her drink with GHB, and then she died of a GHB overdose. The Miami Beach Police Department did not recognize it as a murder or a homicide immediately because they were very busy responding to a bunch of other overdoses in the area.
So you mean to tell me Mr.Based murdered a woman?
Mr.Based murdered a woman. And he had not admitted, so this is why the case is coming back open. So he had never admitted that he was the one who purchased the GHB and from whom. That all so I'm working with the private investigator hired by the victim's mother's family, and I'm uncovering this all on my stream. And basically, the victim's mom hired this guy back when the murder happened. He's been following it for 10 years. And he went through the depositions and found out that nobody said where the GHB came from. Everyone had lawyered up. So Jason admitted in a recorded phone call to me that he was the one who purchased the GHB and from whom, which has caused the case to get reopened. So now Zoltan and Jason are all freaking out. They've both blocked my numbers, and it's causing a lot of problems for them. But
hey, Mr.Based, you not answering the Discord has caused Alex to be up here telling all these new people that allegedly you're a goddamn murderer.
This then leads to the dude Alex saying that he has a call of Mr.Based saying that he really doesn't want to be with Josh anymore. He wants to get a bit of Josh's fan base and then maybe run off with it like 10%, because Mr.Based truly feels like he can be a really popular streamer if he just gets a little bit of that sweet TikTok audience. He also brings up having a recording of Jason, Mr.Based, admitting to buying that drug that like inevitably killed that girl. However, when he plays it, it's very muffled, very hard to hear. However, the first call with Mr.Based talking about Josh Block come through quite smoothly, so we can listen to that one.
Play the call?
Yeah.
Play it.
Yeah.
No, I get it. You've been grinding hard. You're streaming every day with Josh. It's a lot of work, man.
Week with Josh has just been so busy. And look, the money's great. I'm not complaining about the money, but eventually this whole Josh era is going to end. He's going to move on soon and be done with me. I feel it, you know?
No, I get what you're saying.
I'm like a psychic. You know, I can feel this shit coming. I can't wait to be done with this kid. Honestly, I know the content is great, but Josh's audience has to see how I'm so much more interesting than him, right? Like,
What?
they get that Josh is boring without me now, shouldn't they?
No, I think they get that. I think they like you. I think they like what you're doing with them. I think it's great content. You know?
Do you think I could get like 1/10 of his followers to stick around and pay?
I think so, yeah. I mean, they're already paying you, aren't they?
Awesome, because all I need is a fraction of them and I'm fucking set for life.
There you go.
So in that call, you can obviously hear Mr.Based talk about wanting to be done with this kid, and later on, this call will come back to become like a bit of a thorn in Mr.Based's side, but as you'll see, he gets over it pretty easily considering the person Josh Block is. But I wanted to show you another clip here, because while like all this was going on, Mr.Based was streaming with another kid named Colin. I don't know who this guy is, but Mr.Based finds people who has like moderately sized like followings and stuff like that, and will have him on stream. And this guy was sitting here reading Mr.Based chat, telling him that, you know, Mr.Based allegedly killed this girl, Mr.Based uses Josh, all these other things. And the reaction Mr.Based has is one of the scummiest I've ever seen.
Don't read that shit. Do you know about a community called IP2? There's a small community, right, with like 5,000 people, and they're just in the chat saying the most evil things, getting people kicked out of restaurants, like.
You know, those are the people that got Powell kicked out of his hotel?
Yeah. So you're reading, like, there's 9 of them in here, and they're feeding shit in your brain. Don't even read that. Stop that.
We tried to go back to that hotel.
Oh my God, they're like, he's a murderer, run, and you're reading it like, you can't do that.
I tried to
Only
load that
TTS
hotel.
you're allowed to look at.
And then,
Shake that shit off the screen, bro.
So Mr.Based basically tells this kid, yo, you see all those comments in there criticizing me? Tune that shit out, bro. Unless there's a $sign next to it, don't even pay attention to it. All that he wants to focus on are the few plants that he has in the audience that are sending him like $10 to $15 at a time, while also playing Frank Sinatra music that he likes. That's all Mr.Based wants from you people. If you're going to talk about the girl he allegedly murdered, get out of town. You want to talk about how he's like using Josh Block? Get out of here. There's no place for you. But if you're just going to sit there and coddle him and kiss his ass, you'll see a big smile on his face like you do on screen right now. But back to the Lolcow live clip we were watching. So you saw they had that dude Alex on there, and he was calling out Mr.Based, and Mr.Based wouldn't show up. However, once they tried to change phone calls and get Alex into like another Discord channel, Mr.Based actually did decide to show up. Probably because he saw that Alex wasn't there and he really didn't want to confront this guy. However, once he got on there in front of Keemstar, Boogie, and Wings, he got pretty goddamn confrontational.
We got to get to the bottom of this right now.
Oh, here he
Hey,
is, Mr.Based.
what's going on, Mr.Based?
What's going on, motherfuckers? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Is the Keemstar guy here?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you can actually be on the show. What's going on? You saw his show's clips that don't show anything that he claims. He claims I don't like Josh, and he plays the video from when Josh's grandfather had just said, no more Mr.Based, and Josh said, Jason, I can't talk to you anymore. My grandfather won't allow it. So I was a little bit hurt. Alex was there, and I said to Alex, I said, well, you know what? And I was rationalizing. I'm like, I knew it was going to end anyway. I'm like, you know, I wanted to move on anyhow. You know when like a chick blows you off or something, or a friend blows you off, and you're like, oh, fine, that's what I wanted too. So my feelings were hurt. I was blown off. And I said, do you think maybe I was with him enough that 10% of his audience might like me and watch me? I didn't say anything about stealing 10%.
That's not what
or
you said
anything.
in the clip. That's not what you said in the clip.
Look at the clip again, motherfucker. You make the stupidest comments. I'm listening to all you guys for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You talk a lot of shit. Listen to the fucking clip.
These
all
clips
right?
look horrible.
I love Josh Block. Josh Block is cool as shit.
Yeah.
We hang out much more often.
What percentage? What are you paying him? What are you paying him? What are you paying him, Josh?
He doesn't really have a drinking
Jason, what are you
problem
paying him?
anymore.
What are you paying him, Jason?
I pay him approximately 50% of what I get, but it's none of your fucking business.
Mr.Based immediately joins and tries to make it sound like it was a heat of the moment thing, and he didn't actually mean what he said on that call. He was just saying that, hopefully I'll get 10% of his audience. That's not what Mr.Based was saying at all, but he's got to try to walk that shit back, because he does not want to lose his meal ticket, Mr. Joshua Block. It's just kind of tough to take this clip seriously because the people pressing him are like Boogie, the dude who just faked cancer, Wings, the guy who's once said the age of consent should be 12, but somehow Mr.Based makes himself look worse than all of them, because really in this clips you're about to see, he is just, he's insufferable. He does not want anyone to try to fuck up what he has built here with Josh, and you'll see he'll lie and he'll say just about anything to try to not have that happen.
No, it is, because that's what the show is.
Approximately. Like, are you really paying him? Are you really paying him 50%?
Stick to you have a fucking liar on. He says that he catches me like saying that I'm using Josh and that I don't care about him and all. You listen to the clip. It didn't say anything like that, and he didn't provide context. All right.
Well, to be fair, we tried to have you on.
Josh Block is my dear friend.
You and Josh. We'll get Josh on.
He'll be over here shortly. I'm not going to have him on your show for Alex to fucking pump up his channel that had 4 viewers when he started fucking with me. Now he has like 300.
Mr.Based, what'd you go to prison for?
Running the most famous, most expensive, and best escort agency in the world, New York Confidential.
You
I'm also an attorney.
Did you pay your girls a fair wage, like 80, 90%? Are they getting as much as Josh?
They got half.
So
is that your whole problem? Do you want me to give Josh more money? Right now, I'm spending like.
That's one of my problems.
More than 50%. What do you want?
That was the only problem I had going into the stream. I got a hell of a lot more now.
I think a lot of people don't want Josh hanging out with you. They see you as someone that's bad for Josh.
They scare away every friend he could possibly have. He has no real life friends because his community scares every fucking person away from him.
Okay, but take yourself out of the situation. Now you're a third party, right? And you're looking at this. Should Josh, a young kid who's autistic, who recently became super famous, be hanging out with a former pimp, a felon, someone that has clips like we've seen with that girl? You know what I mean? It's a bad look.
Like a former guest on Howard Stern for 2 hours each time.
What does that mean?
Interviewed by Barbara Walters for an hour. You'll never fucking shine my shoes, Keemstar. I did things fucking 20 years ago you'll never do, you asshole. All right, I've been fucking famous.
I asked you.
I have a fucking backstory and a lore. All you guys have just done internet crap. I've done real things in the world. I have real life experience. You fucking beautiful bastard.
I asked you, Mr.Based, to look at this. I asked you to look at this. I asked you to look at this as a third party, and instantly you got defensive.
Yep.
Does it not look?
I'm doing everything I can to help.
Does it not look bad? Does it not look bad that Josh is hanging out with a former pimp?
Bro, whatever I did years ago, who gives a shit? These are businesses I ran. I ran the biggest phone sex company in America for 10 years. I made $20 million a year.
See, I'm trying to figure out if your head is right and you have the right morals to take care of the kid, but you won't even look at, you won't even take a step back and look at this situation and look how bad it looks.
Yeah.
Bro, I got him to figure out not to mix Seroquel with his alcohol in the middle of the day. He was having motor problems. He was almost dying in the street for a few months doing that. He's now drinking much less. He doesn't drink for half the day. He used to wake up and drink. I'm staying his friend and helping him as much as possible. I'm getting him new clothing. I got him his first pedicure of his life. He had a nail on his toe that was like 3 inches long. One was green, one was black, one was yellow. He got a manicure. We did it twice. Got him a fade. I got him new clothes, underwear, socks. I'm doing everything I can. I'm just his fucking friend.
What's the story with
making money and I'm making money?
What's the story with you throwing the dog?
What?
People are saying you threw a dog.
So in the middle of all this like arguing that they're doing, the chat starts blowing up accusing Mr.Based of throwing his dog, saying that like, you know, there's proof of this and everything, and I've never seen this before, the guys on panel had never seen this before. However, it quickly became apparent that that had happened just minutes prior here on the stream. When Mr.Based was getting all riled up calling them beautiful bastards, I slowed it down about a minute or two ago. He just chucks his dog to the other side of the room, kind of like Only Use Me Blade did before. And he just completely neglects this, doesn't ever bring it up. When people bring it up now, he acts like it didn't happen. Now, I didn't show it there with all the other clips, but they grilled Mr.Based for a while for a video that's out there of him with a bunch of other streamers over his house where he's seen touching a girl very inappropriately, so much so that she leaves his house all creeped out. And Mr.Based obviously tries to argue, well, they shouldn't have been in my house then. I hate these fucking IP2 streamers, trying to make it sound like anyone's fault but his own. He then goes on to talk about his own accolades, like being on Howard Stern and being interviewed by Barbara Walters, and he acts like this is like such a proud thing of his, you know, like that phone sex business I ran, this is huge for me. I get it, Barbara Walters is like, you know, if you get interviewed by her, you gotta be someone important, but it's not always for good reasons. You know, like Mr.Based, like don't you understand? Like you were interviewed because you're a piece of shit.
Why is Josh not here though? Why are we talking to his manager?
What time is it? I'm not his fucking manager. I'm his friend that tries to look out for him.
That takes 50%, right? I'm not his manager. I just take half.
I don't take any of his TikTok money. I grow his fucking shit. He was at 2.8 million. He's at 3.1 million in the last.
In your own
weeks.
words, you said you give him half. You should probably.
I give him half.
Like you can't really take credit for that. Like 2.8 to 3.1, the algorithm will do that.
Yeah.
He hold on. He gets half of my gross income, and he keeps all of his own gross income. What are you talking about? Taking
You make
nothing.
$20 million a year. Why do you need half? Give it all to him.
Yo, that jerk off said I made $60,000 in TTS in 3 weeks. What am I, fucking Elisa Jordana with Scoro?
No,
That's
listen. These autistic people will track every dime.
Bro.
These autistic people will track every dime. If it popped up on screen, they tracked it.
Alex just said 60,000 in a week and a half. Do the math.
No, he said a month.
Like 2 hours
I think he said a month. I think he said a month.
He said 2 weeks.
So
where is Josh? How come Josh isn't here? I don't understand. Yeah. Isn't Josh supposed to be here?
Honestly, I didn't know you were going to be on your show. Are you always on your show?
Yeah, I'm on this show. This is my show.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought you're sometimes on your show. And also, 50 people that care about me told me I'm going to get ambushed by Alex. You know, it's a setup from Alex.
Well, you told me 700, but whatever.
Well, I
didn't know Alex was coming on.
We didn't know the backstory.
He throws lies. Yeah. He throws these vicious lies. He says he has a clip to back it up. And then when no one cares about the clip anymore, he shows a clip that shows nothing. And he'll do it over and over.
Well, is the FBI investigating you?
Of course not. This thing was looked into years ago. Zoltan, my roommate, kept getting all the police reports, everything finding out every day, and telling it to me. He was scared out of his mind. He got me a lawyer to shut up. And he told me if they have video cameras at the nightclub set. They saw him and the girl go in. They knew that they were there for X amount of... And she died, and he happened to watch the ambulance and shit pull in, so that when he woke me up from me being all dead from fucking vomiting from poison drugs, I was the only one that took him. Like 15 minutes after hanging out with Zoltan and this girl, I was alone throwing up in my bedroom, and then he found me in the living room throwing up. I almost died. I've been verbal about what happened ever since this girl died. You know, I knew Zoltan probably did it. Everyone knows Zoltan probably did it, but he never admitted it. He was with her for the whole 4 hours before she died.
Why don't you confront Alex? Why don't we just throw Alex in here and confront him?
He's making this all up. No, he's making it all up. He makes up shit to grow. Like he did this whole thing where he was pretending to have Bobby Brown on his show. He makes up all these lies.
Well, the chat is spamming bring on Alex. They want to see this conversation play out. If he's lying, fucking call him out for it.
Just make him show you clips and focus and watch everything.
I saw the clip. We saw the clip where you got banned off
the whole time I was with this jerk off. I knew he's recording me the whole time. He has no secret conversations. He was never my dear friend. He's always been a piece of shit to me.
Hello.
Anyway, God bless you guys. I'll be on your show in the future. Everyone have a great
you're
night.
Gonna leave because Alex is joining?
Leaving because Alex is here?
I didn't even know he was joining. I just didn't like that you said he might join, bro. Well, I don't know how to hang up.
Hi, Jason.
Don't. Oh my God.
So as you can see, when they try to bring that Alex dude in again, Mr.Based just runs for the hills. He knows he's going to get pressed on a lot of these topics, and he doesn't want to have to answer to them when he's talking to somebody who actually knows the situation. So he tries to act all cocky and act like, I'm only leaving because you said he might show up, but I got to figure out how to get out of here. And then there he goes. He did not want to confront this dude, did not want to ever see him again. And in a few short days, well, they'd be seeing quite a lot of each other. But we got to get there first. And to do that, we go to later on this night, the same one we're seeing right now. Mr.Based was live with Josh Block, and somebody decided to send in a TTS message. And Mr.Based was all happy about this because he loves it when people send positive messages, and this kind of seemed like one. However, it then became apparent that the audio they attached to it was the voice recording of Mr.Based saying that, he's sick of this kid Josh, and once he's done with him, hopefully he can keep 10% because they clearly see that Mr.Based is more entertaining. He didn't explain any of that to these guys, but he did say that he didn't mean nothing by that. But look how panicked he gets when somebody plays this in front of Josh. However, it becomes clear very quickly that no matter what people say in front of Josh, if Mr.Based can just tell him, no, that's not true, Josh probably won't believe it.
Josh is holy.
Do peasants eat oysters and filet mignon?
Hell no.
Mr.Based second fave and sent $20. Keep your head up, buddy.
This shit coming. I can't wait to be done with this kid. Honestly, I know the content is great, but Josh's audience has to see how I'm so much more interesting than him.
Do you remember when
Like,
you told me your grandfather said he couldn't hang out anymore?
No, I think they get that.
How do you feel about that?
I think they like you. I think they like what you're doing with them. I think it's great content.
I hope that 10% of his audience
do you think I
might
can
watch
get
me and like you.
one tenth of his followers
like I was a
to
girl
stick
that I
around and
broken up
pay?
with,
I think so, yeah.
And then he makes it seem like this
it.
is how I feel about you now. Editing out of no context.
You can use AI.
No, it wasn't AI though.
Edit.
It was after you told me I wasn't allowed to hang out with you anymore, and we fixed it a couple days later. Remember when that time when your grandfather said you gave me? I was with Elisa Jordan. You told me on the phone I can't hang out with you ever again. And then he introduced me the next day, and I'm like, it's over. Because I didn't know we were gonna fix it. Remember? Yes, come on, Frank. All right, you focus on that. I gotta take care of some action. Come here, Frank.
He can really tell Josh just about anything, and Josh will listen. I mean, in his own mind, Josh just chalked it up to the idea that it could be AI making Mr.Based say things that he didn't. However, it needs to be mentioned that Josh had just gotten back from Puerto Rico, and people were frantically talking to Mr.Based, telling him, get this guy to a doctor, because Josh kept showing his arm, and he looked like he had all these weird scabs on there, and no one really knew what to make of it. Obviously, this spawned the meme that Josh had monkeypox, and Josh did not take very kindly to this, but eventually, after hearing enough harping on him from the internet, Mr.Based did take Josh to the doctor's office. And it only took a few seconds after getting into the doctor's office for Mr.Based to be the biggest degenerate he could possibly be.
Are we rock stars?
Yeah.
Hold this for a second.
What do rock stars do?
Smoking the doctor.
Rock stars break rules, right?
Bro is not getting checked
Have
out
you ever
today.
smoked in a doctor's office before?
No.
Why are we doing it? We were badass motherfuckers, right?
So he convinces Josh to take a cigarette out of Mr.Based's pack and smoke one with him just sitting right there in the doctor's office. Nothing ever came of this, and we never really heard anything more about it again, but I'd imagine that Josh is not going to be allowed back to this, clinic or wherever he's at. So things were starting to get to a boiling point for Mr.Based as he had so many new eyes on him, more than he ever had before. You might not think that from looking at his chat and seeing 40,000 people there apparently, but we'll get to the botted numbers later. However, with Keemstar and all these people talking about him now, new eyes were on him, and he really was getting it from all angles. And that's when Alex, the dude we talked about before, decided to go to Mr.Based's house to confront him. And then shit really hit the fan.
Right, Mel hit with a tripod there. 10-4, be advised, Mel was hit with a tripod by Jason Whistler, Mel White, 15 years of age, slim built, wearing a gray tank top with shorts, lots of tattoos, injuries to face.
So that was a police scanner from up in New York, and they were talking on there about a male named Jason Witzler. Well, now you know the name was probably Jason Itzler, the real name of Mr.Based, and they were saying that he attacked somebody with a tripod. And shortly after, pictures of a very bloodied up Alex were making the rounds. And I'm not going to show it here because there is a pretty hefty gash in his head, but people thought it was staged, this was all just something to get attention. And then, very grainy footage of an alleged altercation between Mr.Based and Alex dropped. And I'm not going to bother showing you that, because shortly after that, the real footage was dropped, as someone was there to record the entire ordeal. And you're about to see that now. Mr.Based running up to Alex, them two getting into a fight, and Alex basically screaming and crying while chasing Mr.Based and telling him to get away from him. Really weird situation all around.
Tell the truth.
What's that?
Tell the truth.
What's that?
Get away from me.
Kozu, look, call the cops. Look, call the cops. Get off, call the cops! Call the cops, he's attacking me! Call the cops! Oh, he's attacking me! Somebody help! Somebody help, this guy just attacked me!
Attack me!
Somebody help me! Somebody help me! This guy's attacked me! This guy attacked me, please help me! Please help me! Somebody help me! Please! This guy just attacked me, please! Somebody call the police! Somebody call the police, please! Somebody help me! Somebody help me, please! Please stop him! Stop! Stop him, please!
Dude.
Somebody stop him! He's following me! Somebody stop him!
Shit. Fucking Christ. I did not find this.
Somebody help me! Please, somebody help me! Please! Oh my God, please! Somebody help me! My cousin attacked me! Please! Where did he go? Somebody please help me! Please! Does anyone know where that guy went? Did you see him?
Holy shit. I didn't think you were bleeding, bro. What the fuck?
So it may have been hard to make out in the beginning, but when Mr.Based and Alex got in that scuffle, Mr.Based got a hold of Alex's tripod and really did wallop him over the head with it. If you go back like 2 minutes to when it starts, you can hear the crack off Alex's head from this thing. It is a pretty nasty cut, as I mentioned. So you'll get to see at least what he looked like after the fact, as he decided to get on Lolcow Live without cleaning up at all, still blood all over him. However, he has a bandage on his head that covers up the cut, so I think I can show this one.
You guys are asking why I was screaming like that. I was trying to get as many people's attention.
I'm gonna jump in and
You see
out.
my camera? My camera's definitely on.
Yeah,
You can see me, right?
his camera's on.
No,
Yeah, no,
like,
that
I was screaming like that because I was trying to get people's attention, man. I was just like, somebody's touching me. I was just screaming as loud as I fucking could.
dude, you don't Wings, can you see him now?
I can see him now. Like, dog, why haven't you took a shower?
Show him the cut. He just got back.
Why haven't I took a shower, Wings? Because I had to go on this fucking podcast because Jason's already saying that I put him in a fucking chokehold and I need to get ahead of this.
You said you put him in a headlock.
In the emergency room, they said that I need a plastic surgeon, and I said, I gotta go. I don't have time to wait for this, and I left, and I'm gonna go back to the hospital after we finish.
They didn't give you stitches or nothing like that?
They said it would take like 3-4 hours.
Wings.
They just checked me to make sure I didn't have a concussion, and they said, see, I got my hospital bracelet right here.
Wings, you need to walk this back, because have you seen the cut on his forehead? Like, he's gonna have he's gonna be scarred for life. That's a major injury. That's no little fucking thing.
I'm gonna start wearing a bandana like you, Team.
All right, here we go.
Oh wait, can I take this call? This is the, the detective.
Yeah, sure.
It's the detective.
Go ahead.
You want? Hello?
Team doxed your number, dog.
Oh, okay. Oops, never mind. I thought it said it. Never mind. You doxed my number.
Fuck, you sent me the number in the DMs and I accidentally showed it. I'm so sorry, bro. I fucked up.
Okay.
I fucked up big time.
Man.
So the dude Alex hops on there to explain why he was screaming and yelling, saying that he was trying to get attention from people. But I mean, just what a video that was. You want to go back a few minutes and see that one again. Just it's tough to watch because the screaming becomes a bit incessant. Now, Mr.Based is terrified during all this because he knows that he just assaulted a guy right in the middle of the street. No matter what you want to say about it, they were on the sidewalk and Mr.Based clocked him over the head with that tripod. So now Alex was saying that the police are looking for him, and when they find him, they're going to arrest him. So Keemstar claimed that he had a group of people out on the streets looking for Mr.Based, and then he went on Twitter a few hours later saying, "We found him," and then there was no follow-up on that. A few days went by, and Mr.Based dropped the video you're gonna see now, and later on we found out that over these next few days, they were just chilling in a hotel room, him and Josh somewhere, just staying away from everything, partying amongst themselves, staying away from all the hectic real-world stuff Jason had going on back in the city.
I went through a lot the past couple days. I had Keemstar's lynch mobs coming after me, banging on my windows for like 5, 6, 7 hours a night. Josh and I were camped out in my bedroom, chilling out while people were banging on the windows, going crazy, fucking with our heads, just being fucking evil. You know, Keemstar has a track record of doing this to people. There was some guy, Attica, years ago that he talked into, or he intimidated into killing himself, jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge, I believe. So they were doing that stuff to us. There are people out there with cameras from Keemstar, people banging on the window, live streaming it, like nightmare shit. And Josh was with me the whole time. He holed up in New Jersey at a great hotel. We both got 2 hotel rooms on the same floor. So like Josh was an amazing friend to me and was supportive. Didn't go live because he thought people would figure out where we were. And then we separated, and my lawyer negotiated for me to surrender myself for those bullshit fake charges that Alex did when he was squeezing my trachea. He didn't have me in a headlock. He was squeezing my trachea, and I felt like a headlock, like because I was just going out of air. But he attacked me. Like I pulled a wire. I went dink. I just pulled a wire out of his camera. I didn't make his camera even move. Just dink, I took a wire out. A little 6-inch wire, then I dropped it a little bit later. But I am surrendering myself to the police. Just got out of the shower. I got to get over there within minutes. And God bless you all. Wish me luck. I love you. Peace!
So he claims that these are bullshit charges and that he's gonna go turn himself in. He just hopped out the shower and he only has minutes to get there, so he'll see you all somewhere down the line. And then he was out a few hours later just streaming with Josh again. And it's like nothing even happened. You know, we probably will hear something about this weeks or months down the line, but for right now, Mr.Based is just right back in his house and he's avoiding Alex or any mention of Alex like the plague. And so he went right back to doing what he does best, having Josh block on camera and making a lot of money off of Josh doing silly and wacky things, or just getting really mad about super chats coming in and all that. You know, Josh just started going off about random shit more and more as the days went on. At one point he was like freaking out because of his hemorrhoids. At another point he was freaking out because water got spilt on him.
We'll hire.
Oh, you're wetting me!
No.
Ah!
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry.
Why would you?
No, you know why? Because you moved. Or I fucked up. Sorry, I'm going to get you paper towels. I'm sorry.
I think you destroyed my power bank.
Here, wipe it off.
That's a lot of money.
Wipe it off. I'll get you a new one if I do. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm looking for the...
I didn't even know that.
Oh, he dropped his bag on Frankie. Frankie, be careful.
What in the world?
Is everything all right? You don't like surprises, you know?
There was another time when Mr.Based had a breathalyzer and Josh was really interested in using it. Mr.Based was more interested, however, in showing the breathalyzer itself to the stream, and Josh was greatly offended by Mr.Based not paying attention to him.
Oh, I could blow drunk. That would be kind of funny. That would be if I drank a lot. Excuse me?
Yeah.
I think what would be funny would be for me to drink a lot and then blow it drunk. That would kind of be funny.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Blow drunk and tell them what the reading is.
Of course, there are the many, many times that the donations themselves just thoroughly piss off Josh, and I mean, this week alone, he got really angry at some of them.
Let them see you cleaning it.
I'm Dominic on YouTube. Send $10. I'm going to steal your phone, Josh. You will not be able to stop me or find me.
Yes, I will! I'll beat your ass!
Josh.
I'll beat your ass! And take it to small claim.
Perry sent $10, Josh. I'm going to steal your hat, break and stomp on your phone.
You're
and then
not
I'm
doing
going to delete
shit!
your TikTok account. I am flying Daniel Lawson to New York
You're not
to help
doing
you do this.
shit!
You have 3 days to run and hide.
You're not doing shit!
Then I am going to steal Frankie.
You're not stealing shit, or your fingers are cut
World of
off.
Peace Shirts sent $10. Hey Josh, I am so excited for the free tour tomorrow.
The tour's not free!
Free phone, yeah. That's right, tough guy. It's all
Nothing's
money.
free!
Hey, stop.
You idiot!
Don't take him seriously. Don't take him seriously. Go. You're not even drunk.
I'm suing you!
And then there is this really weird moment where it needs a little bit of explaining, so let me just do that right now. Josh has this weird little catchphrase he does, where he tells anyone who calls him like middle class or tells him to get a job, he tells them to put the fries in the bag, kind of saying you work at McDonald's and berating them for it. So, him and Mr.Based were walking around town one night, and Mr.Based had this amazing idea that it would be so funny if we went to McDonald's and you told a worker to put the fries in the bag. Now, as you are going to see, this is one of the most uncomfortable things to watch for a numerous amount of reasons. Number one being that this is just fucking weird to do, to go into a McDonald's and disrespect someone like this for the bit. That's the other big thing. Mr.Based makes it so well known that it's a bit. And I assume that's so he can try to like push off any criticism he knows he'll inevitably get for like pushing Josh to do this. And as you'll see, he's really pushing Josh to do this. But he keeps bringing up how this will be such a good clip, Josh. You're not thinking of all the views we'll get. While simultaneously just talking to Josh and being like, look, just do this, do this. I'll tap him on the shoulder. When I do that, you say to the guy, come on, man, I'll tip you like $100. Just let him tell you to put the fries in the bag. It's such a weird clip, man. I know I'm spoiling a lot of it, but I just want you to know what we're about to watch here. This clip sucks.
Ranch honey mustard?
Buffalo and hot mustard.
Buffalo and hot. Do you have caviar?
No, it's McDonald's.
I'm trying to set up a situation where you can say the line.
Okay.
So, do you know this is the famous world of t-shirts on TikTok? Have you heard of them?
It's already so weird. Like, look at the face Josh does as Mr.Based introduces him to this McDonald's cashier. Like, he's so proud of being introduced as like world famous TikTok star Josh Block. And when this guy said that he didn't know who Josh was, I imagine that just hurt him greatly.
Oh, it didn't go through.
When you
Didn't go through.
Oh shit. Maybe I don't know how to do it. Do I go in here or there?
Whichever, but yeah, you can start at 10.
I think.
There we go.
Okay, so thank you. Oh, I'm gonna tap your second. Say that to me again. Say it didn't go through, sir. Just for our TikTok, please.
229.
Could you say it to me? It didn't.
229.
I'll tip you. Can I tip you? Say it didn't go through, sir. I'm trying to make it appropriate for you to say your line, you know? But he's like, it didn't go through, sir, and you could be like, put the fries in the bag. Could he say something to you? Say to him that your credit card didn't work. Say it.
Yeah.
Just
Don't
proceed
say
it.
that, no.
I know this big English. Say, I don't like you, sir. No me gusta, sir. Say. Say. Now, Josh, this was a train wreck. This didn't work at all. This is terrible. Oh my God. I'm trying to get him to say, put the fries in the bag. Right.
Put the fries in the bag.
Do they know it's McDonald's? Show McDonald's stuff?
Yeah.
Oh man, I look like a turkey.
Bro, what the fuck is that clip? Like, listen, I'm not laughing about it because it's funny. Like, you see them pointing the camera in these workers' faces, just trying to get a reaction out of them. He's like, come on, man, it's for my TikTok. Like, you're the worst type of person. But the fact that Josh, out of nowhere at the end, really took the initiative to scream, put the fries in the bag, and then you hear the entire restaurant of McDonald's kind of go like, ooh, like a comedian just told a really inappropriate joke, and it's just what? How did Mr.Based think this would be content? How did he think this would be a good idea? In what world would this have helped him or Josh Block in any way? And so now you may be wondering, where does the story go from here? Is that it? Is that the end of the Mr.Based Chronicles? No, because things just increasingly got worse and worse for the guy. A few nights after this, Mr.Based decided to announce that he would be doing 24/7 live streaming going forward. That means that he would not be shutting off the camera. Even when he slept, he'd have that son of a bitch on. And the reason he was doing this, well, it's not for content, it's not for the donations, it's for evidence, because he doesn't want all these slanderous trolls and people like Alex being able to make AI about Mr.Based to falsely incriminate him. Yeah, that's deadass his reasoning behind this. He's clearly doing this because he knows the glory days are coming to an end soon and he wants to soak up any donations he can out of this. When he announced this to Josh Block, Josh looked like he saw the fucking ghost. Josh hates these streams. He hates live streaming. He always wants that camera shut off when they go outside. So Mr.Based made it easy for Josh. He told him, listen, I'll get us bodyguards. And they did. It's a bunch of weirdos from Long Island who are just kissing Mr.Baseds' ass. Just a complete bunch of wimps. But they can't save Mr.Based from everything. And he'll try to get them to, though. He'll try to get anyone to. Because now, even when Josh isn't around, even when his protectors aren't around, Mr.Based has to do his 24/7 live stream. And he ran into some trouble the other night, because while he was live, 2 dudes showed up out front of his house and kept knocking on his window and yelling at Mr.Based, and Mr.Based tried to play it all off like it was fine, everything's cool on stream. But he was frantically calling the police at the same time, and every single time he called, they just ignored the shit out of him. As you can see on screen right there, the guy outside was literally sending $1 donations into Mr.Based, telling him to open up the door. Again, Mr.Based kept calling the police and they were ignoring him. He called 10 times. Eventually though, he called worst known live streamer One Sonic to come and save his ass, and of course the guy went and did it. He showed up with his own live stream and went out front to talk to these guys while Mr.Based sat from the comfort of his own home to watch. And again, this is just such a painful clip because the dude walks up there being like, alright, let's see what's going on here. And while he admonishes these guys and tries to be like, you know, what you're doing is wrong, he also just can't be enough of a man to outright say it, offers them beers, and all the while Mr.Based is sitting in his house, I assume, watching all this go down. First off, what a loser. Just go out there and tell them to leave if you really want them gone that bad. These dudes, we eventually find out their motive for being there. There's 2 of them, and we're about to see that right now.
You're right, just on a toilet.
Oh.
Hey.
Hello.
Y'all here for shenanigans?
Have I met you before?
No, but I'm figuring y'all here for this? I'm here to use the toilet.
What's going on, dude? What's going on?
Go ask.
Let's see. Oh.
How's it going?
Hello. What's going on, dude?
Trying to get my money back.
You trying to get your money back?
Yeah.
Did you get scammed or something?
I did. Unfortunately, I lost my $60.
What did you lose $60 on?
What's that?
What did you lose $60 on?
On the World of T-Shirts experience. It's supposed to be the greatest experience in New York.
We paid for the tour, and we're trying to get our money back because he never gave us the address.
And Mr.Based said they're 50-50, so I figured I'd get something back.
What's that got to do with Mr.Based? He said they're 50-50. He manages the tour.
No, Mr.Based doesn't manage the tour.
Mr.Based is 50-50 with Joshua Block as of the stream 3 days ago.
Yeah, but he doesn't manage Joshua Block's tour.
They're 50-50, so he's liable. They don't have an LLC, so as far as I'm concerned, saying they're together.
I really need the
No,
toilet
that sounds like
man.
some bullshit, dude.
They don't have an LLC, so as far as I'm concerned,
No,
they're personally liable.
World
for
of
any
T-shirts
business
does his own tours. That has nothing to do with Mr. Based.
But Mr. Based said they're 50-50. So what?
Yeah, and the money that they make during streams.
Well, that's not on me. They said they're 50-50. They didn't say that.
So as you can see, these two guys apparently are here because they want their $60 back because they tried to go on World of T-Shirts tour tonight. As you know, Josh Block does do real tours of New York. You can go to his website and sign up for one, but they were never given the address. So because they weren't given the address, they never got their tour, they wanted their money back. And who better to go to than Josh Block's business partner, Mr.Based. Now, we heard it back earlier in the video when Boogie asked Mr.Based what their cut was, that he said it's 50-50. And basically, these dudes are here now to collect on what Mr.Based said. Now, let's just get it out of the way. It's so clearly two dudes just there to fuck with them, to troll Mr.Based, but they're very committed to the bit. And Sonic is trying to combat them on it by telling them, no, it's only the streams, you don't get it. Not knowing or just trying to play along with these guys, knowing they're trolls, who knows? But they're remaining adamant that they're not leaving and going anywhere until Mr.Based gives them that $60.
So you're mad at Mr. Based for World of T-Shirts not doing the tour?
Well, no, World of T-Shirts didn't do the tour. We never got the address. Mr. Based and World of T-Shirts has said they were 50-50. Which means he's liable for 50% of Josh's
sorry.
That literally doesn't make sense.
Well, learn business theory, and that's how it works.
You realize he's not actually his manager, right?
Sorry, who are?
If they say they're 50-50, they didn't specify what kind of business they're 50-50.
Who are you guys?
Stream-wise?
I'm just a streamer, dude.
No, name-wise, though.
One Sonic.
Huh?
I'm One Sonic.
One Sonic? Okay, just make sure. I'm curious.
That's good.
I'm willing to hear you guys out, but
as far as I'm concerned, I've got no beef with you. I don't know you guys.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, you're all cool people. Y'all coming in as behalf. I don't blame you. I do the same thing. Yeah. I get it. But I'm out $60. He said they're 50-50.
Sounds like you have a beef with Mr. World of T-Shirts, not Mr. Based.
Yes, however, they both said they're 50-50. So if they're 50-50,
well, during their streams,
we don't have contact with Mr.
I don't know the context on if it's just streams.
He said,
all I know is
can I tell you something, man? He's 50-50 on the streams that they do together.
That was not specified to me.
Are you serious on this line of questioning, or is this a bit?
No, I'm 100% sure, because I'm a streamer myself. If I just hung out, it's like you're kind of just stalking the dude.
He's
right?
with him all day.
No,
and he's not a manager.
This is a public address.
No, he's not actually his manager. No.
No, it's not stalking.
He's not.
This is a public address.
Just because Keemstar said it doesn't mean it's true.
For a few seconds there, I'm pretty sure both of them are trying to figure out which one is doing the bit here. and neither can figure it out. And then before you know it, a whole party shows up to Mr.Based doorstep. I don't know where they came from, but 6 people really just showed up out of nowhere, and they all don't like Mr.Based.
I would be happy to talk to him and see if we can negotiate something.
I
understand he is not 100% liable for Joshua's stuff.
Yeah.
However, based on his 50-50 comment and Josh's 50-50 comment, I am interested in getting at least $30 of my money back. Because he has a bit liability.
Sure.
And if they were an LLC, then I would go after the LLC. But as of right now, I've got no contact phone number. I've got no third-party contact phone number for the site that sold the tickets. That is not Cameron Bates, by the way, just for the record.
I mean, they just start climbing up Mr.Based house now. It's not just the ladder they're using here. Some people are climbing up on, his... on top of his patio, I think, right by his window, because you could hear the one dude just banging on his window right there. Mr.Based is, inside trying to stream, acting like nothing is going on, when all this madness is just going on out front.
No, I'm not with all y'all internet people. I'm like a functioning human in society.
But he works in Galveston County.
He's
not really.
I'm the communications director of Galveston County. I'm a politician. I don't know anything about none of this internet shit. But what I understand is that y'all are obsessed.
Fuck you, Mr.Based, you pedo.
I agree with that. I've heard Mr.Based is potentially he has not been accused of, but could be a pedophile. I'm not saying that he is, but
he is.
What did he do that was pedophilic?
Everything I've heard, he has not been found not guilty by the courts.
Mr.Based has, Mr.Based. Oh no, actually, Mr.Based also has not been found found guilty being a pedophile, but neither of Mr. Based. I'm just saying.
The one dude claims to be like a politician and then in the same breath accuses Mr. Based just randomly of being a predator. Like, so I don't know. I don't know, again, what is happening here. These dudes are apparently from Texas and they're here for a few days just chilling in New York. And then before you know it, the pizzas arrive because you can't have a party without some pizza.
Apartment number 2. Is it paid for? It's a.
Is it to the first floor?
He's a famous person on the internet. So it's a fake. It's a fake call because he's famous on the internet. So it's like they're trolling. Do you know what trolling is? It's like a bullshit. Like it's like delivering something to a famous person's house. So you're delivering it to apartment number 2?
Yeah, but it's not paid.
It's not paid for. It's a lie, man. I'm sorry. Well, at least you get free pizza.
So the pizza man leaves, and as one Sonic puts it, he goes with his free pizza. That's not how that works. But as he's leaving, we notice that the cops have arrived, and they're talking to the dudes who were posted up out front of Mr.Based's house. And surprisingly, they're actually in agreement. They're like, you know what? We understand why you're here. You just got to stay off of his stoop. You can't be up there on his steps. And now, finally, that the cops are here to protect him, Mr.Based makes an appearance.
Maybe this is where we go.
They've been threatening my life.
Can we hang out with you, bro?
This guy with the glasses and that guy with the hat. I want to file a report.
Sit down.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, I heard your story.
He's a. Let me just tell you real quick. He's a very famous person on the internet, and these guys are kind of just showing up because his address was on the internet.
So let me talk to him.
Go ahead.
You guys, you step back. $60. You got a $500. Just step back for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Just handle what I gotta
I'm
do.
just giving you the lay of the land.
We have him on video banging on my window. He ripped off my screen. That guy right there. He's demanding money to leave me alone. Thank you for helping.
I hear their story. I hear your side.
But it's on video. We can show you him.
This is a simple matter.
No, but he's threatening my. I want a restraining
One
order.
great one donated $3. I can't stand any of you. I can't stand Texas pussies. I can't stand Based, and if you don't get your retard asses out of here, I'm calling you a bus Monday.
I don't have anything to do with it.
Hey, Mr. Based, they said they're visiting.
Sir, I actually stepped back once already.
I know this guy. I'm not.
Sir, like I said, you have chronically called the police multiple times. His address came over more than 10 times. Not gonna happen all night.
No one got them to leave, but they keep coming.
They're gonna walk away. Thank you. Have a safe night.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry.
So as you can see there, the cops tell Mr. Based that he has been incessantly calling them today over 10 times, and Mr. Based keeps saying, well, you didn't come and get these guys to leave. They then inform him it's a civil matter, and all the while one Sonic is trying to talk over them to kind of just meat ride Mr. Based. This dude that guy's the worst. I'm sorry, the dude recording that is just the, I said it in the last one, all he does is bitch and moan. But you may be wondering something. Throughout all of that, where in the world was Joshua Block? Well, he was chilling in New York, but not with Mr. Based. He was actually chilling with Frank Hassel. And I don't know how this happened, but there was even a few moments caught on film where Josh was not too happy with him.
I didn't mean to.
If you ruin me.
Whoa.
You did it on
Whoa, I'm
purpose.
sorry. Can we hug it out?
Josh, give him a
Stop.
hug.
Can we hug it out?
Yeah, Josh was not too happy about Frank Hassel stepping on the back of his shoes, and it'll be interesting to see if a video comes out like documenting that night. But back to Mr. Based, because that's where we're kind of left at now. Mr. Based is still doing his thing, continuing his 24/7 streams to over 27,000 viewers on average. Or that's what he wants you to think, because I've caught a few times now where the numbers just don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, unless you're like one of the biggest streamers in the world, your numbers are not gonna jump the way you're about to see here, especially when the chat is moving as slow as it is. So I just want to show you now a few of Mr. Based streams where he starts out with like a few people in there and then it just skyrockets immediately. So I'll show you right here how it normally looks for Mr. Based. You see about 300 people in the chat, and then out of nowhere, just randomly, despite the chat not getting any faster, 2.4K. And I bet you there is a fair bit of people here, especially because Josh is on stream. But then, like out of nowhere yet again, it's like a giant surge of about, what, like 13, 12,000 more people join. And then, before you know it, yet another 10,000 people join. This is only in the first minute and a half of the stream, and like I said, the chat doesn't get any faster, and that's still a pretty speedy chat for most people. However, that's not 25,000 people watching. However, this clip I'm about to show you right now is the most egregious, because Mr.Based starts off his stream with 17 people watching, and then before you know it, 19K. 19,000 people joined within just that means that every single one of Mr.Based's 20,000 subscribers got the notification and clicked on it in unison to all join and come see Mr.Based. It's just so ridiculous. He wants to be respected, he wants to be a well-known big name, and you got people like that one Sonic inflating his head while they're going around saying, oh, you know, he's so famous, this guy, you gotta be careful, he's just so popular. And it's been a rough ride for Mr.Based. It's only gotten worse though, because you know when I just said Mr.Based is continuing his 24/7 streams? Well, it's not looking like that was really long for this world either, because earlier today, Mr.Based apparently found out that he was banned from whatever like donation system he used, so now knowing that, the 24/7 streams have just ceased, despite these being to collect evidence to make sure he could clear his name against all these imposters. Well, now it's just fuck all that because I can't make money off it, and now it's basically dead to me. And that's exactly what he just did there. He says he loves his audience, he loves his fans, you know, the thousands and thousands, that's really just like, you know, a few hundred, and most of them are there to watch the trash fire that's going on. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about these people. All he cared about was the numbers and the love he got while having Josh Block on stream because he knew people would pay to mess with him. And Mr.Based streams without Josh being there, you know, because if you're streaming for 24/7, you know, 24 hours a day is, you know, Josh Block can't be there all the time. So Mr.Based would have to, like, preoccupy people, try to entertain them, and really it just ended up as stuff like this. I don't know what Mr.Based was doing here, but he did it a lot, with different colored wigs as well. I don't, again, the way this story has gone and what we're looking at right now is not how I expected this to end up, but this is where we're at. So, with that all being said, if there's anything more to this story, I will absolutely keep you guys updated because it is a fascinating one to me with Mr.Based or Josh. So I hope you guys liked it. Let me know down in the comments if you did and you want to see more content like this. And until the next time, I will see you guys later and have a very good rest of your day.